Welcome to the Learn Podcast, making it to and through nursing school. I am your host, and this is a morning motivation episode. Today is Wednesday, March 5th, and it is time to get motivated. Today's quote of the day that's going to run this episode is, either you run the day or the day runs you. This is a quote by Jim Rohn. Again, that's either you run the day or the day runs you. This is especially useful to us because most of the time we feel very overwhelmed. We feel like we're not going to be able to do anything. And when all of that is happening, we're starting to really get overwhelmed. The actual thing that's happening, the reason why I kind of chose this quote out of the multitude of ones that I look at before I do these episodes, is is that when you're feeling like that, it's actually because you are overwhelmed, and you're therefore overwhelmed means everything that's going on around you and all the events that are occurring in your life are in charge of you and your emotions. You are letting everything else control your emotions, whether it's other people or circumstances, or you're just literally, I hear it all the time when people are like, I can't look at that right now because otherwise I'll freak out or I'll get that. You're saying the beautiful part about this whole thing, and that is that you are 100% in control on if you are feeling overwhelmed, feeling like you can't do it, feeling discouraged, feeling unmotivated is completely within your control. I know it doesn't seem like it all the time, and I know you might be thinking to yourself, it's easy for you to say, but I'm doing it too, and there are times that I feel overwhelmed, and you have to kind of hone it in, thinking, wait a second, I'm going to, let's say you get at the start of the week, or you're planning out your week, and there's so many things there, and you have legitimately no idea where to put things on your planner for that week or whatever. You have no idea if you're going to have time to do all of those things. Here is the thing about it. You can either choose to get overwhelmed, and what generally ends up happening is you at least temporarily get paralyzed and you stop doing the planning and you start doing the freaking out. So here's what's happening while that's going on. You're not planning because you are actively freaking out. You are literally making things worse because you are spending your time, instead of spending your time doing the thing that you're supposed to be doing, you're spending the time freaking out. And the same goes for the majority of things that you have to do for that week that are causing you to be overwhelmed. You have to get those things done. You're going to get those things done because unless this is your first week and you're listening to this on the first week, why did you start on episode 11? I have no idea why you did that, but whatever. If this is your first week, if it's not your first week, you've done things and you've done it all by the end of the week in a time crunch. If you're trying to worry about how you're going to learn all of this stuff, that's a whole different aspect of it, because you can do a bunch of tasks inside of a week, but doing all those tasks and then, you're not going to also become an expert in all the things that you go over all in the same week. Unless you're so much of a genius, I would have to ask you to please come on the podcast and explain to me how your mind works and how you do it. But otherwise, look, don't let all of that stuff control your emotions. You're allowed to have emotions, and those emotions are not always positive. That's not what I'm saying here. What I'm saying here is use those emotions to your advantage. Anxiety can be a really good tool in getting a lot of things done very quickly and crossing those things off of your planner. The more anxious you are, what I advise you to do is go and pick the little things. It's the little victories. There are a lot of them. If you're going to nurse school and you have like little modules to do, ATI modules. I know ATI is a really big one. I have friends at different nursing schools, and right now they're doing ATI stuff. You have to do a bunch of stuff within ATI. Generally doesn't take too terribly long. So if you're really feeling overwhelmed, get your stupid planning done, and then go and cross off as much shit as you can as quickly as possible. And I can assure you that you're going to feel better quickly. So that's one way to not let the day run you. But look, here's the thing. It is one way or the other. When years pass, is that how you want your entire life to go? Because if you let every day run you, then you are not really living your life, right? You're not in control of anything ever. your emotions, your actions, the outcomes, the circumstances that you're in, the situations that you're in, the people that you surround yourself by. You are in control of those things. So again, 1 or 2 days here or there, you have a bad day or two, whatever. But if you're consistently absolutely freaking out, you end up doing all the stuff anyway, and you end up doing fine anyway, and then you end up freaking out again. Just realize that if that happens day after day, week after week, before you know it, there's years of your life, if not your entire life, where life ran you, you didn't run your own life. And that's a pretty screwed up thing when you kind of verbalize it out loud. So kind of try to think about that. Don't even think about this as just nursing school at that point. Think of it as, is this really how you want to live your life? If the answer to that is no, then you know what to do. I've told you throughout this episode. Thank you so much for getting motivated with the Earn It podcast today. Go out there and earn it. If you have enjoyed this, please follow and share with others. I am not allowed to post certain flyers letting other nursing students know about this. So however you can share discreetly, please do that, because the more people this can get to, if it gets to 500 people and it helps one, that's all I'm really looking for. I don't really think there's anything extravagant or mind-blowing about this podcast, at least not right now. So not really looking for much other than to help 1 or 2 people.